the fuck is up, my bitches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and today, guys, we're talking about some fancy ass makeup because these blushes from Hermès are like $70 to $77 a piece. We're here for another episode of Real Reviews for Luxury Shit, and you guys all know how I love to be critical about luxury makeup products. So before we get into the video, we need to start off with... man, I can never get it in one shot. I'm trying to finish these off. These are not it for me, but we're drinking lime tonight. This one's tolerable. Lemon's tolerable. I don't know. I need to find something else. So if you guys want to see me taste test anything new, let me know. But that's what we're drinking today. So if you guys like these luxurious type of videos, let me know too. Did you guys pick up any of these? Because I feel like this was where I was like, Brittany, you have an addiction. Because as soon as these dropped on Selfridges, I ran and bought them so quickly. But I've got some thoughts and I've got some things to say about it. So before we get into it, don't forget to thumbs it up or thumbs it down if you don't like these types of videos. And if you're hate watching, I see you too. We love some luxury makeup over here though. So we're just going to jump right into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the products. I have some comparisons and stuff like that. If you guys have requests for other blushes you want me to compare these to, I picked up 2 shades of the new Hermès blushes. So that's what we're basically here to show you, is both of them applied to my face, what I think about them. Are they worth the price tag? Because that's so expensive. Like, this is literally the most expensive blush that I own. So before we get into the product itself, I want to just say like a little bit about everything. And if you're new, subscribe. I forgot to mention that. So let's get into what exactly these are. So this is right from the Hermès website. So these are the second chapter of the Hermès beauty story. Rose Hermès is the hue of a sensitive and radiant presence. This collection comprises... You guys came here for my reading abilities. I know. It comprises 8 shades of the Rose Hermès Silky Blush, 2 brushes, and 3 rosy lip enhancers. I did not pick up the lip enhancers because those were like $70 for a lip balm. And I'm like, yeah, maybe not. We'll stick to the blushes. It is complemented by the beautiful accessory, the Pomade leather blush case, which is like $3,700. Rose Hermès Silky Blush and Rosy Lip Enhancers are refillable objects of beauty. That was one thing I didn't initially realize, was these are refillable compacts, and I'll get into the packaging and stuff like that, but I wanted to read basically, what are we talking about first? What's going on? Because Hermès is still relatively new to the beauty space. I know they've had lip products, but that's all that they've done so far. So I was stoked as soon as I saw that they were launching lip products. I see my girl Gigi's up in here. I know Gigi posted her video as well today, so go check that out if you want to hear more of her thoughts on these blushes. But I picked up mine from Selfridges. Dogs barking in the background as per usual. So these are available on Selfridges, Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus. Oh my god, there's a few retailers. I have everything linked down below. So I picked up mine from Selfridges because I have already paid for like the expedited shipping, if you will. I ordered these like 2 days ago. They got here super duper quick, and I paid $70 a piece. So yes, they're expensive right off the bat. I mean, I feel like you could kind of expect that just hearing Hermès, like, you know it's going to be expensive. It's a luxury designer brand, and they're known to have insanely expensive products in general. So $77, you get 6 grams or 0.21 ounces, and they're made in France. So right off the get-go, I'm like, all right. When I'm shopping luxury, I want that whole luxury experience. I will say you do not get that when you're shopping through Selfridges. I've never shopped through Hermès' website before, but that's just one thing to note. Like, you get your blushes in this little bag. It comes in just like a regular box. It's not like a gift box situation like it is when you shop with Dior. So you basically get this little bag, and then I have both of my blushes on the inside here, and I'll get into the packaging and stuff like that. But I was like, all right, I kind of expected that just because Selfridges is just basically like a UK retailer, but you can get them in the United States. So price point, very high for not getting a luxury experience. But I will say, on the Hermès website, on Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus, any of those other retailers, you're paying $77. So you are getting a slightly lesser price point when you're shopping through Selfridges. So that's just one thing. Keep it in mind if that's one thing that does bother you. You may not want to shop through Selfridges. You may want to shop through other retailers if you want that whole luxurious experience, which I personally, you know, I kind of wish that I got that. So, little bit about these blushes. I'm just going to put this on the screen. I'm going to read it right off of the website. So these blushes have a semi-matte finish, embossed with a texture resembling silk twill, a fine, silky, long-lasting powder for a luminous, radiant complexion. Sign me the fuck up for that. That's just the type of blushes that I typically like. At once ethereal and compact as an ultralight, pigmented texture allows color intensity to be tailored and as desired, softened or assertive. So you could have it, I'm assuming, be like a very buildable type formula. So you could have it either very soft, very natural, or you could build it up for a higher pigmentation. That's what I gather from that statement there. And we're gonna kind of see how it goes throughout the day. It says, this long-lasting powder clings to the skin with the first touch. Rose Hermès Silky Blush. I can't fucking read, guys. I don't know why I bother including this stuff, but you get it. Rose Hermès Silky Blush can be refilled by simply removing and placing its powder pan. Refills are sold separately and they are at a discounted price. I think they're like $36 a piece. So it's significantly less than buying like a whole full size, just getting the pan. But I'm like, listen, if this is Hermès, I'm not trying to have Hermès blushes in like a Z palette. I want this whole like luxurious fantasy going on. So let's see. With its round case, off-centered mirror, the disc with the white and gold light designed by Pierre Hardy is distinctive for its lightness as it was conceived for use on the go. I'll get into that in a second. Slipped inside its orange box, its pure Hermès object. Okay, I hope I didn't butcher that, but you guys get it. You can see it on the screen. Everything that I just read, I know. Sorry, not sorry. I'm a terrible reader. So, little bit about the packaging. It comes in this box right here. I'll give you guys a little zoom just so you guys could see what we're working with. So, we have this little box. It's got a little peephole right here. So, this is the outer packaging for the blush. I'm trying to keep it in zoom, but since it's white, it's going to have kind of an off. You know, it's got the ingredients and everything like that. I have the ingredients. I'll actually pull these up on the screen really quick. If you want to see the ingredients, you can look right on the website. I feel like, guys, it's a blush. Like, people get it. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. And then you have the classic, like, Hermès, just overall, just bougie-ass packaging. We love this. So this box, it just pushes out, and then you slide it open. And this is where you'll see such glorious packaging. Like, this packaging is stunning. However, I must have missed the memo that these were supposed to be, like, designed to be on the go, which I don't know, guys. Like, I know they came out with a purse that you could put this and the travel brush in it. Who's gonna pay $3,700 for that? I'm not really sure, but that ain't me. But I'm like, all right, it's Hermès, it's bougie as fuck. Okay, whatever. So this is the outer packaging. I love this gold detail with the emblem on here. I think that's so beautiful. But y'all know how I feel about stickers, right? I hate when there's stickers, especially on a $77 blush palette. I'm just saying. So we've got this little peephole right here. This is where you could actually remove the pans of the blushes. So I picked up Rose Hermès number 32 Rose Pomade. This shade is so beautiful. 12-month shelf life. We already went through the amounts and stuff like that, but this is what the shade looks like. And I feel like this is an accurate representation of what this actually looks like in real life because, guys, I don't know if y'all saw the, like, Harper's Bazaar video on this collection, because I'm over here like, Hermès, where is your budget on a YouTube video for $70 blushes? I'm just wondering because these shades are literally so much prettier in person. Again, I feel like that's a pretty accurate representation. If anything, in real life, it's a little bit more pink, like pinky peach. I feel like it looks a little bit deeper on camera right now. But it's like the packaging is nice. You've got the mirror on here. I think that's really nice. I really like the overall aesthetic with this. However, when I'm paying so much, I don't care if it's designer or not. If I'm paying so much for packaging, I just expected this to be heavy. I expected it to be weighty. I get it that they were designing it to be light and on the go. But who is honestly bringing a blush with them on the go? Anyone? Am I just crazy? Am I over here like, that's not me. If anything, I would bring a powder. I was actually surprised to see that these were refillable as well, but I actually like that because, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that much product, but that's where like pan sizes, it always kind of throws you because you're like, wait, how much product is actually in there? But the reality is the likeliness of me going through a full-size blush, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to call that what it is. Cream blush, that's a different story. So I picked up, let's see, that was Rose Blush, the one that I just showed, and then Rose Pomade. So I have both of these ones. I think, honestly, these just look, they look beautiful, but they don't look like anything exceptional. They don't look like anything that's going to, like, knock your socks off. However, I do feel, though, that these are really ideal for, like, that natural sort of complexion, that natural sort of flush that I think will pair especially nicely with a lot of different skin tones. It's just going to give you a very natural feel. I want to just apply these to my face, though. That's where I'm at now. I'm going to touch these first, though, because I want to feel, because it's called the Silky powder. You know, it's like I want to touch it, and oh, bitch, that is so soft. Oh, shit. This is the first time I'm ever touching them, so keep in mind this is a first impression. These are so insanely soft. Let me zoom you guys in for this one so you can actually see what these shades look like. I could feel it, though, like, you could feel that there is going to be, oh my god, that is so nice. You could feel that these are going to be flattering on the skin just because these remind me a lot of like the Vive blushes. I think that's what I'm going to compare these to the most, but they're just like soft, natural. On the face, they're probably not going to look like anything, like, you're not probably going to see a really big difference with the two shades that I showed. But there's also 6 more shades. And there's one, it's called Rose Hue. I'm like, this is where I'm saying, I'm like, Hermès, if you had just invested a little bit more into this like launch video or something, I would have gotten probably totally different shades. Like, I feel like online does not do it justice for how these look in real life. So always keep that in mind. I would recommend like watch people's videos and just kind of compare amongst videos if you are interested, because these look way different, I think. I think they look a lot different. So let's get into applying these, shall we? I did pick up the blush brush, like the full-size brush, but it didn't come yet. And I saw that it was natural. I was really excited that there was natural hair brush. But if it doesn't knock my socks off for $80, I will not be keeping it. I'm just going to say that. But I want to use my Refer number 4 today because this is my favorite, just like my favorite blush brush that I own. So I'm going to go in first with Rose Pomade. So again, 12-month shelf life. You heard all like the details and all that sort of stuff. Let's get into like how you would describe Rose Pomade. I feel like this is going to be the one that I gravitate towards the most. So it's a radiant or a bright radiant pink, evoking the rosy-cheeked glow of emotion. One of these days I'll be able to read right, guys. So I'm just going to go pretty delicately. Like, I just wiped off my brush in between. I'm just going to pop it in once just so you guys could see how this builds. Like, I want you to see the sheerness, but then I also want to see it built up as well. I have no blush on my face, and the bronzer that's on my face right now is from the Wayne Goss medium contour palette. So I guess it's like a contour bronze situation. I'm going to go one more, actually 2 more, because this is pretty light. So I feel like I'll be able to get away with not over applying it because it's very soft. It's very soft, very bridal-esque, if you will. Just very natural. Yeah, like for 3 little boop, 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 I don't think I could over apply this one. I'm going to go in like how I would typically apply a blush because I feel like for most people, they're going to be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the ingredients. It's a blush. Like, how do you screw up a blush, right? I feel like that's how I usually go into it. So I'm like, let me just use this. Let's see how it kind of applies, and then we'll go from there. So one thing I always keep in mind when I'm doing my videos and stuff is how does it look on the texture of my skin? Does it accentuate any texture? I like a very natural looking finish, which I feel like this has. I did have a highlight on, but I still feel like this gives a really beautiful sheen to the skin, but it's not a sheen where it's going to accentuate my texture. I'm here for it, but it's not anything crazy. It's just a very natural pink blush. Like, would I be like, yes, it's worth $70? I'm like, it's a cute blush. But it comes down to you're paying for the name, you're paying for the whole experience. that's just, sometimes that's all that matters to some people. So I look at this side, I'm like, all right, we see the texture. It's not going to make my texture go away. That's never going to happen. For how textured my face is, I'm like, I think this looks beautiful. This would be a blush that I would reach for on a day-to-day basis. I think this shade is beautiful, especially for springtime. But this could be a shade that I could use all year, so that makes me very happy because I am one of those people that heavily associates like the makeup that I'm wearing throughout like what time of the year. This is a shade I could wear all the time, and I like that. So let's go over to Rose Blush. Rose Blush is a fresh pink blended with coral for a healthy glow. I feel like that's very much the focus of this line is they just want something that's natural, but healthy, but overall just like a your skin but better situation. I feel like that's what a lot of luxury really focuses on, and that's why it's so appealing to me is because I have that textured skin, and when makeup is ideal for either mature skin or like a your skin but better, it's usually more flattering on my texture. So that's why I really like to review luxury. So let's go in. I just kind of went boop, boop, boop. You get it. It's a blush, guys. Like, honestly, how does any brand fuck up a blush, but believe it or not, it has been done? That's beautiful. It's such a, like, subtle peachiness to it, but that, like, this would be a blush that I would totally go for, especially in spring and summer. I just love when there's, like, a certain warmth, but oranginess, because it gives a most beautiful, like, sun-kissed glow to the skin without it being too orange, you know what I'm saying? I think I like this one better than the first one. And I like the fact that it's a more buildable because like I just feel like I can't really go overboard. Let me go in again just so we could see the whole like building up. But it's like I feel like if anything it just looks better and better and better the more that I'm building it, and it's not accentuating any texture at all. Like this looks just smooth. Right? Do you guys see it? I think this is so pretty. Again, it's $70. It's a blush, guys. It's just one of those things. I just saw Sylvie asked, does it have a fragrance? Thank you for asking that, because that's one thing I meant to mention. This does have a very like subtle florally fragrance to it. So if you don't like fragrance in your cosmetics, you may not like these, but I could definitely smell that fragrance in there, but I can't smell it like as I'm applying it. I didn't even think about it. Usually when smells are really apparent, I could catch them really quickly. This one I'm like, yes, it has a fragrance to it. Which one do you guys like better? I love this. This is fucking gorgeous. I love that. Like this is beautiful as well. I kind of want to add more to this side. Yes, Lena asked, are the compacts refillable? Yes, they are. I feel like I got a little creasing going on right there. Let me fix that. Let me go back to Rose Pomade. Or Pomade. Pommette. I feel like it's Pomade. All right, let's go in a little bit harder because I really want to build this up. I know not everybody's going to want to build this up like this. Okay, you see that pink that just like, I feel like it just kind of jumped out? That's what I was looking for because I love a whole blushy, cheeky moment. I still like this one better. If I was to pick between these two, I'm going with Rose Blush. I really like that. This is just my type of blush. I love it. Let me pull up really quick. I do have these linked in my description box if you guys are interested in them. Let me pull up really quick though how much the refillables are, because I know they're in like the $30 price point. So, I mean, the full size is $77 on the Hermès website, but like I said, Selfridges is less expensive. And I'm pretty sure these will be coming to Nordstrom as well because they do sell Hermès, at least I'm pretty sure. But let's move down to the powder refills retail for $48 on the Hermès website. So you can see we've got brushes. Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see everything. So the blush brush for $100, I did purchase that, but on Selfridges it was only $80. So it has all of the blush shades are all available in the refills. I feel like though, if you're getting a blush from Hermès, like you want this whole thing. that's why I was just like, you know, you can go in and be like, okay, let me get just one of these and then kind of interchange it. That's a good way to do it if you want like all the shades. But I'm a collector and I'm like, all right, if I'm going to get these, like I'm going to get the whole Hermès experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I just come back to the whole, like, I don't want to put these in a Z palette. Like, it just kind of defeats the purpose. But I will say, for that price point, for how smooth this looks right here, like, especially on this side, I feel like I have a lot more texture on this side, too. It looks so smooth. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I put on that Wayne Goss, like, the Contour Duo, and I was like, I don't think I'm a fan, honestly. This just made that contour bronze situation so much better. They're both super pretty. Like, these would be such a beautiful, like, bridal. I don't know. Just with how they look on the skin, they look very skin-like. They remind me a lot, though. If I'm going to compare a formula just off the top of my head, I immediately think of Vive. Because these give me, like, that beautiful, radiant-looking skin. But these are hella pigmented. Like, you go like this with the Vive, and it's so intense. So that's one downfall of these for some people. If you are one to go a little too crazy with your blushes, or if you're really heavy-handed, you'll probably over-apply this. So I could always appreciate a more sheer, more buildable formula, especially for blush, because you can go from natural to clown real fucking quick. So let me just say that is one benefit. Like, I know some people will be like, oh my god, it's not really that pigmented for being so expensive. Pigmentation is not always the, like, end-all be-all when it comes to luxury stuff. I feel like, if anything, with luxury, you're most of the time buying products that are going to be a lot more buildable. Just because you don't want to go out there looking like a clown. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like it just appeals to a certain audience, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love me some luxury makeup, though. Do you guys have any, I'm going to ask the live chat, do you guys have any blushes in particular you would like to see these swatch next to? I had a couple, like, off the top of my head that might resemble these, but I'm like, I feel like I did a pretty good job with picking shades that I don't really have in my collection, because I always like super bright, almost like Becca Songbird. That's my favorite blush. It's not bright, but it has almost like a terracotta-ness to it. That's usually what I gravitate towards when it comes to my blushes. But these, I still, like, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, it looks so beautiful on my skin. I'm so here for it. I'm like, I know they're expensive, but I am so happy with how, especially this one looks. I'm like, this one still looks cute, but it's this whole, the shade, the texture, everything about that. It looks so, so pretty. Nicole said, nope, I'm good putting it in a Z palette. See, if you're one of those people that if you don't care about that, that's one thing that is nice about them doing the refillable pans, because then you could buy a great formula and not have like a super crazy price point. I'm pretty sure on the Selfridges website, though, it's cheaper. It's got to be, I want to say I saw like $36 or $38. It's not as expensive as if you purchase from Hermès. I know that for a fact. Need to try Vive. I think Vive has a spectacular formula. So I want to compare, let's do some swatches. Let's take Rose Blush. I don't think I have anything like this in my collection, but if there's any that you guys want to see, just because it's like, it's so muted and so nude, but it still pulls beautifully on my cheek. Let me pull out. I feel like I immediately think of Too Faced. Remember these? Baby Love. Baby Love was one I used to reach for so much. Oh my god. When I used to freelance, I feel like I used this on so many people for weddings. Holy Toledo. But I think that, yeah, this one's definitely a little bit, it's almost like a little bit more brown. From far away, it kind of looks similar, but in person, it does look different. Let me zoom you guys in so you guys can see a little bit better. See, this is going to be more of like, I'm going to say this is more pinky peach, whereas this is more of like a pinky nude, like pinky brown. So I don't think that these are similar. Formulas are totally different. You're getting a much more like silky soft texture with the Hermès, but you're also getting something that's way more expensive. So that one, I'm like, it's close, but it's not exact. Let me pull out this Chantecaille. I got the cheek shade Enjoy. I honestly can't remember what this looks like, but this is another luxury. This one I think is going to be closer to the other, like the Rose Pomade, but I'll swatch this one anyway. So this is the Chantecaille. Yeah, that's definitely a lot more pink than the Hermès right here. I don't have, Jennifer asked for Lethal. I have none of Lethal, so that one I can't help you out with. Let me pull out, no, I think Spiced Cinnamon's going to be too deep. I don't feel like I have anything in my collection that resembles this shade here. You know what I do have is, I've got blush palettes. Let me pull out my Lunar Beauty because I feel like there's one in this palette here that might resemble it a little bit. So we've got the Lunar Beauty, the Moon Prism blush palette. Let's go with, I feel like this is like if you were to mix these shades, you would get this. Let me take Stargaze and then Pink Moon even. So we'll do both of these. I feel like Stargaze is the one that I think is going to be closer. But I still don't know. That's not even close to the same. The one from Hermès, it just has a really unique peachiness for my collection. So this one, I'm like, I feel like in my collection, it does stand on its own pretty well. Let me grab, because I also have the Scott Barnes, the Cheek Chic. And if you guys have any other ones in the future, I'm knocking everything over right now. If you guys have any blushes in the future that you think of that you're like, oh, okay, I want to know if this is similar, you could always leave it in the comments of this video. I'm going to take the shade Minimalist from the Scott Barnes. I love this palette. It's so pretty. So Minimalist, I think if anything, aside from that very first one, this is probably the closest that I have as far as like that peachy undertone, but this one leans a lot more of like a peachy nude. This is just like a perfect mixture of peach, pink, and also nude. So it's not too much of either. It's like a perfect like peachy pink neutral. I think that's the best way to explain it. I'm so happy with that shade. Oh my, I didn't think I was gonna like love these as much as I am, especially that. Like it looks so good on my textured skin. I'm into it. All right, so let's move on to the other one. Like I said, if you have any other ones that you guys would like to see, just leave it in the comments and I will try to get it. So let's do Rose Pomade. I feel like this one, if anything, I probably have more that look like this, but if anything, I feel like they're typically more punchy than this one. I feel like there's a very unique like neutralness to it, and it's not too overly intense. I just saw Dior. The only Dior blush that I have is Coral Pop, and this is nothing like these, but I'll still swatch it next to it just so you can see it. But Coral Pop is my favorite blush of all time. It's so beautiful. I do have, since these give me like such bridal vibes, I'm gonna pull out, I wore this on my wedding day. This is the Tarte Blushing Bride Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. So this is definitely a more dry formula, but I feel like as far as like undertone and everything like that, it might be similar. I actually think this is just a wee bit darker, but they're in like the same color family. You know what I'm saying? I will. Tanya said update us on how it lasts. I will definitely do that. I'll probably wear it. Shit. It won't be until like next week because I won't be wearing makeup tomorrow and then I start overnight. So it won't be until later next week. But Blushing Bride, they have like similar vibes. But man, is this texture way fucking nicer. Let me pull out the Vive though, because this is the one I'm like, I love this formula. This is one of my favorite formulas in my collection, but it's not nearly as like silky, but look how intense it is. Dior blushes, I don't. This is Vive, way deeper, way more pigmented, overall just way different. I'll do the Coral Pop just so you could see it. I'm like, do I have any other ones? I don't, not Dior. I don't know, I'm just like, these stand alone, I think, in my collection, because I look at Coral Pop, it's so beautiful. Oh, if you want to know what my favorite blush of all time is, this is it. I actually want to swatch my Chanel one, too. This is blush porn right now. Ooh! See, like, I love this shit, but see how punchy these are? That's what I typically go for. I like that really, like, bam in your face. So this is, like, a nice mix-up for me because it is more natural. You know, like, there's a time and a place for a natural blush. Let me pull out these Chanel, the Fleurs de Printemps. How did I do, guys? Let's swatch this one because this one has quickly become a favorite in my collection. I'm just going to do the matte side. I feel like a lot of people did pick this up. I love this. This might even take the place of my favorite blush now because I love everything. I love the texture. I love the shade of it, but it's so, like, look how different it is. So different. Out of all the blushes that I've touched though so far, Hermès is the softest. 100%. It reminds me of one of the Disney Princess ColourPop blushes, Esmeralda. I don't have that one. I had, shit, I know I got, hold the phone. I know I got it over here. I know I got a Belle. Is this the one you're talking, not this one in particular, but let me swatch, you know what? Let me swatch this next to the Rose Pomade. It's almost got like a slight, like lavender to it, a little bit. Okay, but ColourPop and Hermès are kind of close though. That was the Belle blush, the Enchanted Mirror Pressed Powder Blush. I've never worn this one on my face though, but as far as like undertones, those are, let me do those next to each other because those are pretty spot on. So where's Rose Pomade? I mean, okay. I feel like a trash bag comparing Hermès to ColourPop. Just because the price point, but if you're looking for shade comparisons, Hermès is a lot softer though. But this is Enchanted Mirror. Did you see how powdery that was? Like the Hermès, nope, you ain't getting that. Nope. So shade comparisons, these are really close. Good thing you said that because I didn't even think of this one. This one just lives on my, like, my shelf. I've never used it on my face. So guys, I think for my collection, I'm like, these do a pretty good job at standing alone with everything I have. Actually, let me grab that Chantecaille one. I wanted to compare this next to that Rose Pomade as well. So we've got Rose Pomade on top. And then this is Chantecaille Joy. But even that, it's like, it's not as smooth. Like there's something really, really special about this formula. And you see how, I feel like you could see it really well right there. You see how it's got that sheen to it? I really like this. I'm like, all right, is it worth $77? $77? I mean, I'm going to keep them. Because I'm at the point, I'm like, all right, if it is hot trash, I'm not keeping it. I will send something back or I will pass it on or declutter it. But I'm like, if I were to make a critique, we'll say this. I would say, all right, Hermès, can we not get stickers on the back? There's number one. I like the fact that they're refillable. I do like the overall aesthetic of this packaging. I think it looks expensive. I understand where it's not going to be what I expected because it wasn't designed to be that way. This was designed to be on the go, and I think the $3,700 blush bag is like a testament to that. This was designed to be on the go. Who's taking a blush to go? I don't really know, not me. But I do wish that this was heavier. Like, I wish it was weighty. I wish it had the weight of... I got it. I got it down here. I wish it had, like, this sort of a weight to it. Y'all remember this one? Y'all remember this one? This is a weapon. Like, that's what I expect when I'm paying that much money. So when I got it, I'm like, ooh, I don't really love the fact that it's, you know, it's not heavy. But as far as the formula goes, though, I'm here for it with the formula. I think it's beautiful. I don't think this is going to be for everybody. This is going to be if you're into luxury makeup. I think if you have textured skin, it's a very ideal formula, and it just has that beautiful, natural-looking flush. If that's what you're into, and I think it has that beautiful sheen with it. If I was, man, I can't get over this one. Rose Blush, man. This is so pretty. It's even prettier in real life. But I feel like on the cheek, you're like, this is what it looks like in real life. It's in the pan. It looks different in real life. I agree. No stickers. Yes, Josephine, I'm a Taurus. You guys are asking me, you're like, fuck these Hermès blushes. Did you do your hair? Yes, I used the Mondo hair. I posted it on my TikTok. Yes, I did. Let's see. The Hermès is more coral when you turn your hand. Yes. It almost, I don't know, like these undertones, they're so nice. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm way more impressed than I was expecting to be. I expected to get these and be like, okay, they're fine. That was how I went into this, was saying they're fine. I'm over here now like, listen, I could see these becoming faves. 100%. Don't be surprised. And it's like, you get this bougie packaging. I do wish with Selfridges you did get that whole like luxury experience with shopping. But I'm not going to sit here and bitch about it. You know, it is what it is. I like the fact that Selfridges is less expensive. That's one thing that's nice. I don't have that one. But I may end up picking up more. Tracy asked when my birthday is. It's April 27th. So it's coming up in like 11 days. We're almost there. So guys, let me know. What do you guys think? Is there any other blushes that you guys want to see me compare these to? I'm putting them in the packaging, so I hope not. But I honestly feel that these are pretty unique. And then I thought I was going to have more overlap within my collection, but I'm like, no, I think everything that I have, it's just, it leans either more vibrant or it's just not even close. So I think I did a really good job. But that one, it's called Rose Hue, I think. It looks so beautiful. I'm like, Hermès, next time, let me finish this off with a message to Hermès, okay? When you're posting launch videos or when you're trying to get people to buy your shit, and this is where I'm like, in one breath, I'm like, I get it, because I feel like luxury doesn't do like PR or anything like that. But when I saw that Rewards Bazaar video, I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this supposed to show me? It was so different. But then you could also say it was kind of smart. It was kind of smart because everything looks so so different in real life. If you have been eyeing any of these, I'm pretty sure that every website that you could purchase these through, they do offer returns. So that's one thing. Keep that in mind if you are interested. Like, if you don't like something, especially when it's $70 for a blush, don't be afraid to send that shit back. I'm not. Oh, let's see. What do you touch up my hair with? Let's see. I did it. If you watch my favorites video, it's in there that I use. But I actually dyed my hair today. Your lashes but it looks so natural. I'll link all the products that are on my face. I'll link those after the fact. No, I do not. You guys are like, fuck these blushes. What's with your hair? So guys, I'm going to call it for today. I think this was more than probably what you guys asked for. It's, at the end of the day, these are blushes. You're going to be into them or you're not going to be into them. You're going to want to pay that price point or you're not. That's fine. I was interested enough that I wanted to spend my money on them. Don't fucking judge me for that, okay? And it's my birthday month. I'm going to live my best life. If I was to recommend one, I'm going to go with Rose Blush. I think it's beautiful. So I know that a lot of other people will probably have videos as well. I probably gave you guys more information than you wanted, but it's all good in the hood. Maybe I'll do timestamps. We'll see. But I truly appreciate you guys being here. Without you guys supporting my channel, watching my videos, using my links. I feel like I'm mentioning this all the time, but I want you guys to know, like, I wouldn't buy stuff like this, though, if I didn't feel like you guys would be interested in it. I feel like this would be, like, this is something it's like people want to know, like, is this worth me spending my money on it? I'm very happy with this formula. I think it's very, very beautiful. Hi, Judy! Nordstrom is fabulous for returns. Neiman's only takes back unused. These aren't available yet on Nordstrom, but I could see them coming to Nordstrom because I know they sell Hermès. I like that I could just buy the refill, seeing I depotted all of my Chanel blushes. Less work for me to Z-palette it. That's where it's so interesting hearing just other people's perspective, because I'm over here like, no, I want the whole, like, I want the packaging, I want everything, just like the collector in me. But I can see that other side, though, is like some people just want bomb-ass products. And if you want a bomb-ass product, just get the refillable, because I do think this formula is beautiful. But again, I don't know like how long it wears or anything like that, but I'm here for it. I agree, Lisa. She's calling you guys out. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, don't forget to thumbs up this video or thumbs it down, whatever you guys want. I have a lot of other videos coming. I think I'm past the point. I was going to do the Patrick Ta and the Wayne Goss, but I think like there's been enough videos on it. But if you guys want it, let me know. I want to do like a testing new makeup, like with all the stuff that I got from Sephora. I've got more, like the Dior summer collection dropped today and it took all my money. There's a lot of stuff coming, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys do, if you're new, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye!